Okay, so welcome to day 4 of this, I should add, simulated version of India versus New Zealand. Final of the, here we go, get the title right. It's very difficult. World Test Championship Final. I think that's it. Now, again, this is a simulation being played on Cricket 19 on the PS4. Also, I am not controlling any of the teams in this, so I'm just a bystander, just eagerly seeing the outcome of what happens in this simulation. So again, day 4, here's the situation. Day 1, India won the toss and decided to bat first on a medium. I thought it was actually a hard type pitch. It was a medium pitch, and it was lightly cracked from day 1. So they decided to bat first, and this was their first innings score. All out for 221. All out by the end of the first day. You can see Trent Boult taking about 7 wickets, I think. 7 or 8 wickets? 7 wickets. Bowling figures for New Zealand. We'll just skip through these quickly. And then New Zealand, in reply, also scored 221. So completely even Stevens. India, in reply to that, in their second innings, they scored 440, so pretty good going there. Very good, in fact. It would almost seem as if this pitch has gotten easier to bat on. Well, it's been moving pretty fast, so you would say that, much of the play on day 2, day 3, it's too early to say that the pitch is deteriorating at all. So maybe from now, day 4, you might see some, see it get a little bit more difficult to bat on. But yeah, really good second innings effort that. So New Zealand are in reply. They are currently on none for 15 with Tom Latham on 4, Devon Conway on 10. So let's go straight to the action. Right, who have we got bowling? We've got Bumrah bowling to Conway. And bowls a shocking wide. Yeah. That's not a good start. So the weather outlook for this is good. I don't think there's going to be any rain interruptions. Oh, that's a good-looking shot, actually. I thought it was just a simple push straight down the ground, maybe for a single. That's gone all the way for 4. So again, if you do come in and watch this while we're live, at least, have you got any thoughts on this simulated version of the game, or what do you think could happen in the real final match, which is due to happen between these two teams in a couple of months from now? Type something out in the chat. I will say, last time we had a few comments written, I believe it was in Hindi, and I got no problem with that, other than I don't speak Hindi. So if you do type something, please type it in English so we can, have some kind of conversation.
Right there.
Ooh, I think got an inside edge on that, and it was pitching outside leg anyway. So, yeah, well, the situation of the game right now, I'd still be backing India at this stage, just because they're, the target is 441 in the final innings of a match. That's incredibly difficult to get. In fact, getting over 300 in the final innings of a match to win is extremely rare. Does happen from time to time, though. Right, so we've got Saha from the other end opening the bowling. Oh, geez, that's a good delivery. Again, super, super slow. I think I described these deliveries that he's bowling as autumn leaves. I mean, they just barely reach the batsman. Could be quite genius, really, as we all know. Have you ever faced an incredibly slow bowler in real life bowling to you? It can be really, really hard to hit the ball. I mean, all the effort's got to come from you.
Yep.
Having said that, though, that's a nice pull shot through the mid-on. So far, so good for New Zealand. They're on, was it 20? Should be about 20. 25 without loss now.
Right there.
Of course, in real life cricket, Devon Conway's been lighting up the New Zealand scene this season, at least. I think he's, I can't remember what he's averaging in all formats of the game at the moment, but it's pretty damn good. What was that game? Oh no, this is going to be a run out. That's shocking running. What's going on there? Jeez. What happened there? They both ended up at the same end. What on earth? I've seen questionable running from the AI in this game before, but that is an absolute... That's an absolute doozy. That's poor. Well, just as I was saying, New Zealand doing well. And I put the kiss of death on Devon Conway, didn't I? Saying how good he's been doing in real life. Run out immediately as soon as I said that. Jeez. That's a shocker. If anyone has any experience playing this game, you'll be familiar with the bizarre decisions the AI makes in terms of running, or sometimes the type of shot they play. Running especially, if you're playing this game, you get an awful amount of runouts sometimes. Yeah. Right, so first wicket down for New Zealand. Well, this is looking dicey for New Zealand now. They've got a lot of work to do if they're going to at least save this match. Of course, that begs the question: what happens if the final of the World Test Championship is a draw? If anybody's got any answers to that, maybe put it in the comments. I suppose I could look it up myself, but. Well, anyway, India bringing spin in very early. And I think that's a good move because, well, if the pitch is dry, it should be taking quite a bit of spin. We haven't seen a huge amount of turn, though, but in New Zealand's first innings, they played Jadeja quite poorly in this game. So, yeah, this is a good tactic by India already. Although bowling those lines, you're not going to threaten the batsman too much. Oh, edge. Again, if you're going to bowl that slow, you've got to have your slips way up. Unfortunately, this is another little wrinkle in Cricket 19, the game, is that I think that's as close as you can bring your keeper and slips. Oh, there's a nice pull shot by Williamson. It's not going to go all the way, though. Don't go for a stupid run again here. Yes, that's sensible. I think the AI field settings might not, judging from how far back the keeper and the slips are standing, I don't think it is set to quote unquote up. You can get them a little bit closer than that, but again, yeah, look, another edge, and it just falls way short of the keeper. I think none of these edges are ever going to carry. Oh, that's a good shot. Bit of a skewed back foot drive that he's hoping to push through the covers there on the offside, but not quite an edge, but it goes through the slips. Couple of runs, yeah.
Waiting.
In fact, that's a strange field. Well, they've got a slip in place for Jadeja here, he's moved in. Before he was kind of at a second slip position.
Waiting.
I suppose he's back to a first slip now. Again, my experience of playing this game, not many edges go to the actual first slip position. If you're going to have a slip, putting a second slip in this game seems to work a lot better.
Yep.
Well, that's a nice looking sweep there, but got a man covering that. Just the one.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 1-34.
Yeah, nice looking pull shot at that pace. It's gonna, and that pace, that length, you're gonna bowl short. It's just too easy to pull that for four. If Saha could bowl just a little bit quicker, he'd be deadly in this game at least. So will Williamson steady the ship once again for New Zealand? They really need that. Early in day 4, chasing 441 to win, 1 wicket down.
Yep.
I hate to be pessimistic as a New Zealand supporter, but I'd say at this stage, my money would be on India.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 1 for 39.
Yep. Yep. Red bowling. Yep. Right on.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 1 for 42. Change of bowling. The medium pacer is coming into the attack.
Wait.
Oh, is it another edge? I think it was. Again, it's not carrying, though. This time they've got Bumrah back in, who bowls at a semi-decent pace. I'd hope the edges would be carrying a bit better. I'll say it again. Bring the keeper and the slips up.
Right there. Right.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 1 for 45.
Ball.
I think if I was the fielding team here, with your opposition chasing over 400 to win, I would have a lot more men around the bat, make it really, really attacking, put a lot of pressure on the batting team right now because, yeah, they're under enough stress as it is, just with that target. Again, I'll point it out. I'm not controlling either of the teams here. It's all on autoplay. Of course, being a New Zealand fan, of course, I'd like New Zealand to win. And at this stage of the game, with 2 days of play to go, it's not looking likely. But I'm not giving up.
Wait.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 1-46.
Yep.
Oh, that's a nice looking off drive there before. That's classic Williamson. Yeah, look at that. More of that from New Zealand, and I'd maybe think about putting my money on a draw at least.
Wait. Yep.
Oh, it's the same shot again. Is this one going to go all the way? Yes. Another great shot. Williamson's scoring rate so far is looking pretty good. He's on 30 something now. Let's have a look. Sorry, he's on 26 off 30, while Latham's still there, 6 off 31 deliveries. But again, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, especially when you've got the better part of 2 days still to play.
Waiting.
End of the over.
Well, that's the 50 up for New Zealand as well. 50 up, 1 wicket down.
Wait.
That has to be wide. It's pretty shocking lines Jadeja's bowling here so far. I mean, he's bowled a couple of good ones, but he's bowled some absolute shockers too.
Wait on.
Mind you, I think if I was batting right now, I wouldn't be chasing too many of those deliveries outside my off stump. No need to take a risk like that. Oh, geez, I was going to say that's a good delivery. Catches the edge, and again, another edge falls short of the fielder.
Wait. Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 1-55.
Again, another beautiful drive through the offside 4. That's becoming a feature almost every over at the moment. Oh, another nice looking pull shot. See, it's the square boundaries getting peppered so far in this game. They are the shortest boundaries on the field for sure. And I think the dimensions are correct for Lords. I'm not too familiar with Lords as a ground, but it does seem to be accurate as far as ground dimensions go.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 1 for 63. Change of bowler. The off spinner.
A new bowler now, Rohit Sharma. So is he going to have some luck? It's a pretty good delivery to start off with.
Waiting.
I'd say he's bowling a better line than Jadeja was in the previous over, but the length is still a little bit of a problem. There's no need to play some of those lengths. That's much, but that's out. Yeah, that's a thick edge through to the keeper. And New Zealand in trouble. I'd say Latham was looking vulnerable, really. So he's scored, what, like 7 or 8 runs off of 50-odd deliveries. 41 ball, 6 off 41, and it was a very scratchy-looking 6 runs as well. Oh, dear. And New Zealand in further trouble, 2 for 63 now, but Ross Taylor's at the crease. 2 very experienced batsmen for New Zealand there now. Can they steady the ship, right the course for New Zealand, and hopefully at least save the match?
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 2 for 63.
They were successful over there, and I was just saying how Rohit Sharma in this game at least is bowling a lot better than Jadeja was. Gets a wicket in his first over. Oh, again, that's another nice shot through the offside for 4. Just seems to be so easy to hit those cover drives through the offside for a boundary. I wish it was that easy. But in Cricket 19 seems to be a cakewalk. Well, it looks like we've got a couple of people watching at the moment. That's nice to see. And if you're not too shy, leave a comment, say hi in the chat box there.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 2 for 68.
Right, Rohit Sharma's back in the attack. Dangerous in his first over. Is he going to continue to be dangerous here?
Yep.
That's a nice looking guide through the vacant slip area. Almost goes for 4. Get 3 off that. It's good running. I don't want to put the curse on him, but Williamson's looking pretty good. Oh, hey, Witch King Mallory's with us. I thought Witch King was only a wrestling fan. Yes, I do play this game. I played it when it, well, it's Cricket 19, so it came out in 2019. Been playing it shortly after it came out. Big cricket fan. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's certainly the best. Well, I think it's the best cricket game out there. Well, ever, I don't know if ever, but it's the best thing we've got at the moment. All right, you play Cricket 19 too. That's good to know. Yeah, as I was saying, this game's not perfect, but it's, you know, it's not too bad. I think it does mostly a pretty good job in terms of physics, you know, in-game physics and shot selection and so on. Again, not perfect, but I'd say it's about 80% there at least.
Right there.
Some of the AI decisions are weird. And I will say, I'm playing, at the moment, I'm having a go at, what am I playing? I'm playing a World Test Championship as New Zealand, trying to get up and, you know, win the championship. So I'm playing that at the moment. I've played about 3-4 matches so far, and batting's hard. I'm playing it on the pro level. I don't know about you. But I'm playing it on pro level because anything under that seems a bit too easy. Oh, tight single. Jeez. Yeah, anything under pro level is just a bit too easy, I find. But stick it on pro level, and it's this weird mix, batting anyway, it's this weird mix of easy to score runs, and then also you'll get out very easily too. I don't know what your experience is, but I've noticed batting on pro level in a test match, trying to play anything outside of the off stump is fraught with danger, as in you'll get out at a moment's notice. So I've adopted this batting strategy in test matches on this game, where I leave probably about 80% of balls outside the off stump. Because, yeah, the moment I do play something outside the off stump, it's 50-50, probably going to get out. Do I bat for a time in a test match? I do. Actually, I try to bat fully. Bowling, I'll bowl most of the time when it's time to bowl as well, because I think you can bowl a much tighter line than the AI. I don't know what that appeals for there. That looked like a pretty obvious case of bat before wicket. But yeah, I try to bat the full innings, and for me, yeah, my innings don't tend to last very long either. I mean, I'm playing a match at the moment, the third match of a 3-test series against Australia in the World Test Championship scenario, where I've been beaten comprehensively in the first 2 tests, but I'm in the third test now. I scored 330, I think, in the first innings, and I've nearly got Australia all out for 160. So we're looking like we're going to have a pretty good lead for the first time ever. Geez, that's a pretty good shout. I should review that. Here's another little wrinkle in this game, the LBW decisions. What looks like a really good shout for LBW, 9 times out of 10, the ball tracking animation they show, it always shows the ball seaming away from the stumps. Like it's the line through the air, it's going to hit the wickets, but then it pitches and then it always just seams away. So that's another little thing I've learned is that if it looks like a really good shout, it's probably not going to hit the stumps. But what about yourself? Like, what? How long do you bat for if you're doing a test match?
Right there.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 2 for 75.
2 hours is a decent amount of time. I find this is a really good game just for doing sort of tuning out. Like I'll play this game with my headphones on and listen to some music or listen to some podcasts or something. It's probably why I'm not so good at batting, really, because I'm not fully focused. Oh, geez, there's a good shot. Straight down the ground. Certainly bowling in this game is good for that because you can just go at your own pace. That's a crazy wide delivery. I don't know what he was trying to do to hit that. I would have left that alone. That would have been absolutely a wide. Well, I don't know which team you're rooting for here, which king. Judging from what you said, you're playing your England scenario. I'm guessing you're English.
Wait. Yep.
Rooting for New Zealand here. Well, thanks, mate.
Yep.
Oh, that's another nice shot. That's going to go all the way for 4. Again, I don't want to put the curse on him. Kane Williamson's been pretty good. I say that with my fingers crossed right now.
Change of bowler. The captain is going with the medium pacer.
Obviously, as a New Zealander, I'm looking forward to the real game between these two teams that's coming up in England, actually, in a couple of months from now, because we're just about to finish our domestic season in New Zealand. I think this Friday will be the last game versus Bangladesh. And it's been a pretty dry international season for New Zealand. I mean, the situation around the world right now, that's to be expected. But, I mean, we started off with the West Indies for a handful of games in November, I think it was. They were expectedly pretty awful. And then we had nothing for a while, and we had Pakistan for, what was it, just 3 one-dayers, 3 random one-dayers. They were a little bit disappointing. They're one of those sort of 50-50 teams anyway, but they're a little bit disappointing. And then we had to wait again, and we played like 5 random T20s against Australia. That was okay. It was okay to watch. And now we've got the bangers, Bangladesh and New Zealand. They've been terrible. Look at that, 50 for Williamson. Off just 55 balls. He's gunning it. Yeah, you're right. Williamson certainly is a quality player, and rightfully so, ranked the #1 batsman in the world right now.
End of the over. New Zealand are now.
I think Kohli's #2, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's interesting what's going on with Kohli at the moment, because that recent series in Australia where Kohli had to go home for the birth of his first baby, India performed a hell of a lot better without him there. He strikes me as quite an abrasive type of guy. I'm not sure he's the best fit for the captaincy of India, if you ask me. Oh, Root sneaked in at number 2. Yeah, that makes sense. He's done particularly well in India, hasn't he? India and Sri Lanka just recently. I think he got a double 100 in Sri Lanka, didn't he?
Waiting.
Three doubles and 6 tests. That is impressive. It's very impressive, actually. I think he could be well knocking on the door of the number 1 spot. I mean, the thing for New Zealand cricketers, another shot through the covers there for 4. Seems to be quite easy to hit those off drives straight to the boundary. Yeah, as far as like rankings go, the thing that always affects New Zealand cricketers is that we don't get a lot of games, and I mean test matches. So yeah, I think it could be quite interesting to see how this year goes. You might see Root get to that number 1 spot. I'm not sure what England's calendar looks like this year, but if it's a typical calendar year for them, they'll typically play or sometimes twice the number of test matches New Zealand will play. Interesting to say Williamson the second best Kiwi ever. I think a few years ago I would have agreed. I'd say now he is our best ever. Who would you say the number 1? I'm guessing you're going to say Martin Crowe, and I'd agree with that. Oh, Hadley. Oh, I was just thinking in terms of batsmen, but I'd agree, yeah, all-round cricketer, Hadley, yeah. Best New Zealand cricketer ever, for sure. Best New Zealand batsman, I'd say now it's Williamson. A few years ago I would have said Martin Crowe. Glenn Turner would have been like a distant third. Oh, geez, smashes that through the covers for 4. Williamson's playing it like a T20 right now. Oh, yeah, you'd have to have Hadley in any World 11, all-time 11, I think. I think certainly as when I was a kid, he was the name that inspired so many kids in New Zealand to take up cricket, and it certainly helped get us any sort of respectability on the world stage. Because before Richard Hadley, we'd only ever won, I think, a handful of Test matches and a couple of international Test series here and there. But with Hadley around, Hadley and players like Martin Crowe were around the same era, and those two sort of helped New Zealand become like a decent cricketing nation after that. So, yeah, my generation, I was a kid growing up watching those two players, and because of those two, yeah, that's why I got into cricket. Well, it's good to hear that they inspired quite a lot of England fans like yourself. Of course, guys like Hadley and Crowe, I mean, they played a lot of their cricket in England, didn't they? Not too familiar with the county scene in England, but I know they played a number of years for various counties. One of the last players to take 100 county wickets in England in a season. Really? I didn't know that. one of the last. I mean, geez, he retired a good 30 years ago now as well. So no one else has done that in the last 30 years.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 2 for 96.
Yep. Bowler! Yep. Catch!
They don't play as many games anymore. Oh, that's yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've heard that's the case, and actually, it's the case all over the world now. That well, cricket. I mean, cricket's been professional for a long time, but now it's fully professional with all these different T20 leagues around the place. You don't get the domestic scene for especially things like 4 or 5 day cricket. It just really died off. I mean, in New Zealand, for example, this season has been a little bit of you could say, a bit of an anomaly because of the whole pandemic situation. So people were paying a lot more attention to the domestic scene. I say a lot more. Some people were paying more attention to domestic cricket in New Zealand this year than usual. But really, the only domestic competition in New Zealand that gets any coverage at all, and it's not a lot of coverage, is the what's it called? It changes sponsor and name every year. I think it was called the Super Smash this year, the T20 Domestic Super Smash. I watched a few games with this year, and it was okay. And because of the whole COVID situation as well, we had a few of the international players could play more often. But yeah, that's the other thing. There's a lot of domestic competitions are taking a hit, a number of games, and the big names don't play in them anymore. Five tests against England because of such good. Well, yeah, I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, geez, dicey run there and a terrible throw. We're going to get an overthrow, extra run. Oh, wrestling question now. Will I be watching Mania? I'd say probably not, but I might. Oh, that's out. That's a terrible shot by Taylor. What was he trying to do? He's trying to do a flick sweep, and he's just top-edged it straight to the keeper. Jeez. New Zealand's in trouble now. But yeah, Mania. I'd say probably not, because I haven't been watching WWE for almost 2 years now. The last time I watched WWE was last year's Mania out of curiosity and boredom because of the whole stay-at-home situation we were all in. And yeah, that was a tough watch. I mean, there are a couple of good matches on there. The ladder tag team match. Was the ladder tag team match with John Morrison, and that was fantastic. But I think the lack of any crowd really, really hurts the WWE product. And it was already, in my opinion, not good to begin with. I might watch it out of curiosity. I'll see how much free time I've got. Yeah, I watch AEW pretty much since AEW started. That's when I just... Well, I wasn't really watching WWE much then either, but with AEW, with Dynamite once a week, I've just been watching that once a week every week since it started, and it's been fantastic. I mean, they haven't been hitting it out of the park every single episode, but I don't think I've seen an episode of Dynamite where I felt I was really bored or disappointed with it. Like each episode's been decent at least. Oh, it's a shout for LBW. Are they going to go up for that? May have been a little edge there. They're not going to review it. Okay. But yeah, I think AEW's been pretty consistent. I think some of their worst stuff has not been that bad. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's way easier to watch than WWE, in my opinion.
Yep.
And you mentioned AEW and Journey of Wrestling. It's another scenario I've been thinking about playing, the modern day era, and put AEW versus WWE. It could be really good. Might do a stream on that or something. But NJPW, no, like I don't know a lot about New Japan. I watched a few events about 3 or 4 years ago, back when Kenny and the Bucks were there. But I think they've lost a lot of their heat, losing those guys to AEW now. It's damaged some of their international momentum, I would say. From what I hear, though, they're still putting on fantastic matches all the time in New Japan, but it just doesn't appeal to me that much, unfortunately.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 410.
So is Mania, is that going to be another 2-day thing? One of my biggest gripes about WrestleMania in recent years, it's just gone way, way too long. The last one before the pandemic was, how long was that? That was something like 6 hours, not including the pre-show. Just, yeah, I don't want to watch anything for 6 hours. I mean, even cricket, I can't, I'll put a test match on in the background, and I'll be off doing other things, running errands throughout the day. I can't sit down and watch it for 6 hours, It's exhausting.
Right there. Yes.
Again, that's a nice looking off drive. It's not going to go quite all the way. That's the longest boundary in the field, I think. Are they going to run 4? Is that 4 all run? Yeah, it is. Good running.
Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 440.
Right, yeah, it's got to be, geez, must be something like 4 a.m. or something over in the UK. So, yeah, you get some sleep there. Catch some shut-eye. It's been good talking to you, and we'll see you on another one, hopefully. I'll be putting out another Journey of Wrestling video very soon, maybe today or tomorrow as well. So, if you've got any suggestions, leave a comment somewhere. Otherwise, yeah, have a good night or good morning.
Oh,
End of the over. New Zealand are now 480. Change of bowler. The medium pacers coming into the attack.
Yes. To the bowler. Waiting. Bowler. Yep.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 423. End of the over. New Zealand are now on 423.
Yep. Waiting. Right.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 3 for 127.
Waiting. Yep.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 3 for 130.
Yes.
The batsman leading the field 4 behind for 74. The right-hander is coming into bat at number 6 for New Zealand.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. on. Yeah, yeah.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 4 for 136. Change of bowling. The captain's going to spinner.
Welcome to High Low.
Waiting. Waiting. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 4 for 154.
Wait. Wait there. Yeah, yeah. Bowler!
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 457. Change of bowler. The batsman's going with the spinner.
Yeah, yeah. Waiting. Wait there.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 451.
Yes. Yep. Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 457. End of the over. New Zealand are now on 466.
Waiting. Wait on. Waiting. Yep. Yeah.
Change of bowling. The medium pacer is coming into the attack.
White. Yes.
The batsmen making their way back to the position, run out to 34. The left-handed batsman is coming in at number 7.
Yep. Viking. Yes, keeper. Yep. White there. Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 5, 454.
Waiting. Wait on. Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 5, 485.
Waiting. Waiting. Yep. Yep. Yes.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 5, 421. 36. Change of bowling. The captain's going with the spinner.
Yep. Waiting. Wait on it.
The player departing the field falls out to second. New Zealand are now 497. The right-handed batsman is coming at number 8 for New Zealand.
Waiting. Yes. To the bowler. Wait. Yep. Wait on.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 6 for 201.
Wait there. White. Whiting.
Are now on 6 for 201. Change of bowler. The captain's going with the spinner.
White on. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Whiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 6 for 205. Change of bowler. The captain is going with the medium pacer.
White on. White there. White. Yes.
passes that from capacity 4 down to 3. The right-hander is coming into bat at number 9 in Leo.
Yes. Yes. Catch it. Wait on.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 213.
There's quite a few questions. How do you download the game, please? Well, here's how you download the game.
Yep.
You go to the PSN store, you pay $40 or $50 or whatever it costs for the game, and then you click buy, and then you download the game. That's how it's done.
Wait. Yep. Yeah, mate.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 270.
Yes.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 220.
Yes. Right on. Waiting. Yeah, mate. Keeper! Wait.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 224.
Yep. Wait. Waiting. Wait on. Yes.
That brings up 51 to attack. End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 230.
Yep. Waiting. Wait on. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 231. Change of bowling. The captain's going with the spinner.
Right there. Yeah, mate.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 235. Change of bowling. The medium pacer is coming into the attack.
Waiting. Wait on. Yeah, mate. Yep.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 245.
Wait on. Waiting. Yep, good. Waiting. Right there.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 254. Change of bowler. The captain's going with the spinner.
Right on. Right there. Right on.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 254.
Waiting. Yep. Bowler. Right on. Yep. Yep.
And that brings up the 50 partnership to these two.
Waiting. Waiting. Yes. Keeper.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 263.
Right there. Yep. Yes. Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 267.
Yes. Bowler. Wait there. Waiting. Yep.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 270. Change of bowling. The off spinner coming on to bowl. End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 274.
Wait on. Yes. Waiting.
New Zealand are now on 7 for 278.
Yes. Yes. Wait.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 286. Change of bowling. The batsman's going with the medium pacer.
Waiting. Yes. Right there.
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 287.
Yeah. on.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 282. Change of bowling. The off spinner coming on to bowl.
Yep. Good.
That brings up 50 runs to his back.
Fighting. Yep. Yeah. Good. Yep. Gotcha.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 303. Change of bowling. The captain's going with the spinner.
Catch!
And that takes this partnership up to 100 pounds. End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 310.
Yeah. Yep. Keeper!
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 314.
Wait on. Yep. Catch!
End of the over. New Zealand are now 7 for 318.
Waiting.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 322.
Right there. Yep, gotcha! Yes. Yep. Yep. Keeper.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 7 for 332.
Oi. Oh, a ball. Yes. White.
Well, we've got an interesting situation here. Earlier on in this day's play, New Zealand were looking, well, pretty much done at 7 for 210. I went away from the screen for a little while to do some stuff, and I've been watching for the last 10, 15 minutes or so and seeing a really good fight back from New Zealand. So this is exciting from a New Zealand fan's point of view. aka me. Now, the lead is still over 100, so New Zealand still need. Trying to do my maths, I'm terrible at it. Something like 111, 108 or something to win. Excuse my terrible mathematics. So I'd still say India would be the favourites at this stage, but these two have been trucking along. They've got over a 100-run partnership now. And at what stage, if you're an Indian fan, at what stage would you be starting to panic now? That lead is soon going to be under 100. And the score's 3-3-3. Oh, that's very nearly a wicket there. This is good stuff by Southee. Southee not known for his hanging around the crease. He's on 77 off 106, and occasionally I've seen these two throw the bat at it. They've only got 3 wickets left. Should they be a little bit more cautious? Perhaps if I was the captain, I'd be sending a message to them out there to look. We do actually have a shot of winning, a slim shot of winning from here. Just be careful. That's a pretty good shot. Should get a couple. 2 runs nicely there. So, yeah, this is potentially exciting stuff for New Zealand. I think India have taken the second new ball for the innings. It's not doing much for them. They've got Bumrah bowling with it, but they're bowling spin from the other end with the new ball, which is a bit of a waste. Ball not turning that much.
New Zealand are now 7 for 335.
As we're getting pretty close to the end of the day's play. If New Zealand can close this day out without losing another wicket, you'd say it's been an even day's play, with India taking a lot of wickets throughout the day until the last session and a half, when New Zealand have really fought back to a position where it looked like the Black Caps were going to lose quite easily. Now they're in with a shot. I think a draw is definitely not on the cards. There's still slightly more than a day's play to go, and only 3 wickets in hand, so we're going to see a result, which is exciting. Well, if this was the real World Test Championship final, it would be very, very exciting, but of course, as you can obviously see, just a simulation here on Cricket 19. Oh, that's in the air. There's a man out there. Oh, he's taken it. Oh, just as I was talking about New Zealand, that was 6 or out, and it was out. Disaster for New Zealand. Only 2 wickets remaining now, and that puts India well in front in terms of chances to win this game now. Was that really necessary? Was that Watling or Southee? That was Southee. Yeah, that's a typical Southee shot. He's played well, though. 79 off 112 balls. But you could argue he was set. And just all he needed to do is just push it around and let PJ Watling do the job. Oh, dear. PJ Watling also playing a bit riskily there. A nice aerial sort of chip shot for 4. He moves on to 91 now. No one in this match has scored 100. So will BJ Watling be the first player in the match to crack the 100 runs mark? If he plays too many shots like that, it's going to be risky. Touch and go, I should say, as to whether he gets a century or not. He's got Wagner at the other end with him. Now, Wagner's scored a half century this season for New Zealand versus the West Indies. So he's no mug with the bat. Fingers crossed. He can score some runs, but at the very least, he can stick around. New Zealand often use Wagner as a night watchman, so he's got some defensive technique at least. But yeah, it's going to be hard for New Zealand from here with 101 runs needed to win. It's a long shot. But geez, it'd be something if they do manage to pull it off. If I was Wagner here, all I'd be trying to do would just be trying to nudge the odd single every now and then, feed the strike to Watling, who's the last recognised batsman out there. And he's settled on 91. Oh, plays a sweep shot. That's ambitious for a tail ender. Oh, geez, that's close.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 8 for 340.
White. White on. White.
So if you're just joining in on the stream here, you could see India win this
Yes.
World Test Championship final here very soon. There's only 2 wickets remaining left now. But with those 2 runs, that brings the total needed to win for New Zealand under 100. It's still a long shot. I think the Black Caps are a long shot here, but stranger things have happened. Should get another couple here as well.
Roll there.
This would be a victory for the ages if New Zealand pull this one off.
Are now 8 for 344. Change of bowling. Batsman's going with the medium pacer.
Could have taken a single there. There's plenty of time for a run. Oh, geez, ambitious stuff by the tail end of Wagner there, pulling it out just for a single. Watling on 95 now, 5 away from a century. Will he be the first man in this entire match to score 100 runs? Oh, it's all happening out here. Well, Bumrah teleports to the ball there. I would say great fielding, but it's just one of those janky things that happens in Cricket 19. Fielder teleportation to the ball. Ball's still, this is the second new ball. It's still reasonably new, but they're continuing with spin from one end, which seems a bit of a waste to me. They haven't used Saha since the first session of this day's play. That's out. Is it? What happened there? Let's look at this replay. Did he play that into his foot? I would review that because it looks to have... Oh, that's very sketchy. It looked like it hit the ground. I mean, it could have just bounced off his foot. If it bounced off his foot, then that's a legal dismissal. Well, you'd have to say it's nearly done and dusted for India now. Looks like they're going to take this match out. The last wicket remaining. Trent Bolt's out there. He's facing Trent Bolt, not known for his batting. Let's just put it that way. Well, that's quite a nice drive off the front foot there for no run. Watling at the other end must be just absolutely bricking his undies right now. He only needs 5 to get 100. He's played really well. He's got Bolt at the other end, who's just he's a walking wicket. I'm putting it as politely as possible. Now we've got Watling back on strike. What's he going to do? How's he going to play this? He's got to keep as much strike as possible, obviously. Oh, he plays and misses outside the off stump. Remember his bowled 34 overs, 1 for 140. Jeez, he's taken a bit of a pasting. Well, this is interesting. BJ Watling seems to be playing very, very defensively now. And you've got an absolute liability at the other end in the form of Trent Bolt. And you're 5 away from 100. I would just be going for it now to get those 5 runs as quickly as possible. After that, just try and keep as much of the strike as you can and see if you can get close to that target, which is less than 100 runs now. Oh, jeez. Oh, what's that come up? That's come off his arm.
Right on.
End of the over. New Zealand are now on 9 for 345.
All right, Bolt to face now. And it's going to be nerve-wracking stuff watching Trent Bolt out there. His batting technique resembles that more of a flamingo than an actual batsman. Tends to hop and dance around the wicket and throw the bat out in front of himself. And yeah, it's not pretty. I've seen him score... well, I haven't seen him score a lot of runs. I've seen him hit a few lusty blows over cow corner before, though. He can hit the ball.
Yes.
That's quite a nice shot.
Waiting. Yes.
Oh, there's no run there. Yeah, don't run for that. Come on, BJ. Get that 100 at least. It looks like we're not going to win this match, but if he can get 100 at least, that's something. Oh, edges it. Watling suddenly looking very, very dicey out there. He's definitely got a case of the nervous 90s. Oh, it's well left.
Are now on 9 for 346.
Well, that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of the day's play. Day 4 is all over. And it's been India's day. They're just 1 wicket away from victory. We just get past the highlights there and look at the scorecard. Again, no one crossing 100. We've got BJ Watling not out on 95. Great partnership between him and Southey for over 120-odd runs, I think. Yeah, they put New Zealand back in the game with a chance of winning. They've got the lead to less than 100 now, but yeah, you'd have to say India are going to take this one. Take the first ever World Test Championship final. Well, at least the simulation version of it here, of them playing on Cricket 19. So, day 4 ends, and so we'll go into day 5. We'll do another stream of that, what likely will be a very short stream. So, thanks to all of you who've watched today. By the looks of things, we've had quite a few more viewers than I would have expected. We had Witch King Mallory join us for a bit of a chat. That was nice. We've had some, what looked to be some Indian trolls looking at how to download the game illegally. Don't ask me for that kind of thing. My advice, if you want to download the game, you download it off the PSN store or the Xbox store, whatever, the Microsoft store, and you pay money for it. Okay, so again, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you for day 5.